we go again, another travel story. I feel my life is full of them. As I go from Europe to Asia, I told my friend Bino we should visit Turkey. He didn't hesitate much, a new country to visit, another checkmark in the world journey list. I love traveling, more if it's too far away exotic places.
Arrived in Turkey. We're in Istanbul right now. We're going to go to customs and get a visa because we actually need a visa to go there.
Arrival to this country has never been smooth for me, and this time was no exception. But more on that later. I'm sort of an adventurous. You see, I don't plan much ahead of time. All I know is that Turkey is considered a European, Asian, and Middle Eastern country. We had a vague idea of what we're doing. Get a cab to take us to the iconic Blue Mosque. I got the idea after watching Taken 2. I loved that movie.
We loved Istanbul. These beautiful mosques, oh my God, they were just stunning.
We get a hotel as closest to it as we could to get the most epic view of the mosque.
Blue Mosque.
It's all about the view. But of course, a fancy hotel this close broke my budget, but seeing the sunrise made up for it. I mean, look at this spectacle. First order of business for the day, go to the mosque. So we get out of the hotel and realize that there was no direct way of getting there. So we are just gonna circle around until we find an entrance somewhere. We couldn't find a direct path, so we just explore around. We kept finding these old architectural looking pillars. I don't know why they were there, but the city was full of them, creating this beautiful contrast between the old and the modern. It gave the city a unique feeling that I instantly fell in love with. We seemed lost, and to be honest, we kinda were. We got really hungry, so we got a few snacks from a local vendor. He was selling the most delicious corn cups I ever had. Walking around the plaza, I found this shop where I bought souvenirs for friends and family. And next to it, we finally found a door leading to the Blue Mosque. It seemed like we finally found an entrance. I can see the mosque in between the trees already. But there's just one thing. No shorts allowed. My travels never go 100% as planned, and this time it turned out that the airline had sent my luggage to Morocco by accident. All I had was what I was wearing at the time and my camera gear. And of course, shorts were forbidden in the mosque, but I wouldn't take a no for an answer. I was so close, so I took a chance. So in a little while, there's gonna be a bunch of people coming so they can pray in that mosque right there. It's the 9th month in the Islamic calendar, and people were coming from all over Istanbul to pray. And as the crowds congregate by the Blue Mosque, the last moments of Ramadan end with a prayer. The sunset marks the ending of fasting for the Muslim people of Turkey, and here in Istanbul there is a massive celebration. Everyone gathers around to eat. Some people make their own food, but everyone is ready to feast, and the food smells so good. Adults eat while some kids just play the national sport. I was impressed that for being so young they were so skillful with the soccer ball. We were so hungry, so we started looking for a restaurant, but every restaurant was so packed. So we waited for a table. But the food was so delicious, it was worth the wait.
So the airline lost our luggage, and I had no clothing, so I had to wash my clothes and have Under Armour, so we dried it overnight. At least I'm about to eat breakfast, my highlight of the day. Good morning. Hey then. Is it open? Can we eat?
A traditional Turkish breakfast made the bitter taste of our lost baggage somehow better. I didn't have much time left in Turkey, so I was just praying that I get my luggage before I leave off to my next destination. With a full belly, we adventured into the city. There was one thing Bino and I decided to do. One thing that I always wanted to do personally, to cross from Europe to Asia by foot. I know it sounds silly, but I always wanted to be able to say that I walked through continents. So with a full belly, we adventured into that path. Istanbul seemed pretty safe, so we didn't mind wandering around. It seemed a little exotic at times, especially their food. People were very friendly, so we didn't mind asking for directions every time we got lost. And there was a lot of tourism in the area, so we knew we were on the right track. At least that's what I kept telling myself.
So now that we're next to the ocean, looking for a way to cross over to the other side. We're in Europe right now, trying to cross to Asia.
There's this funny fact. Bino grew his facial hair just for this trip. He said it will help him blend more with the crowd. To each his own. We were so close to Asia, only a few more steps. But the biggest surprise wasn't that a big ocean separates the two continents. It was that the Black Sea is not black at all. In fact, it's a very vivid turquoise. I wonder if I can go across swimming like that guy. Things were looking promising, as in the other side, Asia awaits. So I cross. Hashtag crossing continents. Now, crossing the bridge is an experience by itself, truly a sight in between the two continents. Seafood is one of the good things that they have in there, and the people seem to be pretty into fishing. From the other side of the city, you can appreciate all the beautiful mosques that we were into before.
So officially I just crossed the bridge which connects Europe to Asia, so I'm officially in Asia right now. Istanbul is pretty much like the only city that you can see two continents at once. There's the Mediterranean Sea, which actually separates them both. It's pretty cool though to know that you're in two continents in less than 10 minutes.
We must have walked for a solid hour on the other side of town, until we finally admitted to ourselves that we were lost. We were confused, but we decided to take one of the paths that took us into an alley. It looked like it was gangster territory, to be honest. It was kind of shady, but nowhere near as shady as some of the stuff that we found around. At least this guy got me a battery charger for my dying camera. We tend to be really hungry all the time, especially me. Going through this market, we found this cook, which convinced us to eat in his restaurant.
I'm just looking. It looks nice.
Good.
It looks good. What is that?
Driving.
Drive-in.
Yes, brother.
Nice meeting you.
Jackie. I call you Jackie.
I'm Omar.
Jackie. Antonio.
Can I have the soup, 100 grams of chicken kebab? And do you have any diet sodas?
I have to say that walking through Istanbul left a memory that will last me a lifetime. For sure, one of the most unique countries I've ever been in. Everyone seems to be in a good mood all the time. People are very friendly around here. Their architecture is nothing less than astonishing. And it was also a more laid-back country than I was expecting. I'm gonna say that for anyone, it is a very safe place to visit. There is far more to see in Turkey than Istanbul, but I'll leave that for another video. For now, it's time for me to leave this beautiful city and keep going on my wallet journey.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.